Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to probably what will be the biggest mistake I ever make. But you know what? We're here. We're going to do this. It'll be a good look back at an astute history that I have spent a very long time with. If you don't know, I made my first YouTube video in 2008. That was 14 years ago. It's crazy to think that I've continued chasing an obviously failed and dead dream for my entire life, but at the same time, I enjoy making my videos, so fuck you. Anyway, we're gonna look at something from my earlier days. I can't show my first YouTube videos ever, because they don't exist anymore. But I've watched a little bit of this back, and taking you back to 2014, I think we're in for a little bit of a something. I was so bad at content creation that I didn't even know how to edit an intro. I wrote my intro and made it with jump cuts. I don't know what I was thinking here. Also, how do you pronounce that?
Let's take a second to get our bearings. I'm Eurosick. Take a second and say that back to yourself. I don't want any pronunciation issues because a lot of people do that anyway. Eurosick.
Very glad I cleared that up for myself. Very glad I demonstrated how to pronounce this fictional fake piece of grammar that does not exist. Seriously, tiny-brained me at 14 must have been inhaling some of the Raid that my mom was spraying in the air, because this shit just isn't normal.
Anyway, welcome to my first review. As a short introduction, I decided to do a game from my childhood that I hold near and dear to me, a not-so-Genesis classic.
This statement was so full of lies, I can't even express how full of lies it was. First of all, this wasn't even my first review. I had reviewed many games before this, deleted many videos, had restarted many YouTube channels. This was just a terrible attempt at me trying to erase any form of past that I had in the past. Also, on the side of that, I don't know how anything could be a beloved game from my childhood, considering this video was filmed during the course of my childhood, and in the video, I'm still a child.
I don't know if there was other ports made for it, and other than the remake that came out recently, I thought I'd honor this game a little bit, or dishonor it, depending on how the game has aged to me. The game is Mickey Mouse starring in Castle of Illusion. Not the game that most people would go with for a first review, believe it or not, but I like it. I think I do anyway. It's been years since I've played it. And no, not the arcade remake. Not the arcade remake. And not the shitty Sega Master System and Game Gear ROMs or shit.
I totally sold myself out right there, and that wasn't even a subtle sold myself out. I actually sold myself out right there. I said I didn't know if other ports of this game existed, followed immediately by, oh, there's a remake, and also there's an arcade and Sega Master System port. So 14-year-old me, you're a shitty liar.
I'm talking about the original? I don't know if that's the word for it, but the Sega...
You're also fucking really dumb. I just need to, you're also really stupid, 14-year-old.
Let's just talk about the story.
Now, Mickey and Minnie are chilling out.
Oh my god, what is that audio balancing? I go from so loud it's obnoxious to playing the music so loud it's obnoxious, to so fucking quiet you can't hear anything.
Having a fun old day when all of a sudden we are given this line of text that says, Minnie is the most beautiful girl in the land.
That's not even close to what that says. I'm not sure how much attention I was paying, but clearly it wasn't very much.
And the witch, Ms. Ray Bell, is unhappy with these results. As a result, she kidnaps Minnie in order to try and steal her beauty, and Mickey, being the ballsy hero that he is, must find the rainbow stones to save Minnie and stop Ms. Ray Bell from taking Minnie's beauty and turning Minnie into this ugly bitch.
I'm pretty sure I just described the plot of Banjo-Kazooie, and I'm not even sure that's actually what was happening here. But you know what, 14-year-old me? I'll take your untrustworthy word for this.
You hear me, Banjo-Kazooie? Castle of Illusion did it first. You might have done it right, though. Oh, this is a really convoluted plot compared to most of the other Genesis games at the time.
Yes, this is a very convoluted and hard to understand story. Witch kidnaps damsel in distress, and then hero saves damsel in distress. Truly the most fucking 1000 IQ of stories ever written. I just wasn't evolved enough to understand it at the time.
All of the ones like Sonic the Hedgehog and even fucking Aladdin didn't have stories this convoluted. I mean, sure, Aladdin based itself off the Disney film, but everyone knew that story already. This is a completely new story into the Disney universe, and
I'm not even sure if that's true. I need to fact check myself on that because I don't think this was original before it was a video game. And if it was, I'm pretty sure I definitely didn't research that beforehand. I just took a shot in the dark.
it's a really good one. To be completely honest, I don't think I'd ever heard a story like that around the time that I got this game as a kid.
I don't think I had ever heard a story of a damsel being in distress and getting saved by a hero. I had never heard this story once. I was so tiny-brained, I couldn't think of any other story on the planet that was even remotely similar to this.
Anyway, let's talk about the gameplay aspect of this game. Castle of Illusion is a really floaty game. You don't gain momentum when you run, and basic movement is very stiff. This game is a platformer, and the platforming sucks. Jumping just doesn't work.
Jumping doesn't work is the exact opposite of everything I've seen. This entire clip for the last, minute has been nothing but jumping, so I'm not sure what I'm on about.
I had to Game Genie the second level because of how much I died.
I certainly did not do that. I don't even think I beat the second level.
I did die a lot as good collateral to Game Genie this, though.
There I go with that. I'm not sure who I was lying to other than myself.
And I just... Fuck. See what I mean? I finally hit level 3 and...
Says I hit level 3. Continues to show footage of the exact same level. You know what, 14-year-old me? I'm starting to think I can't trust me.
I gave up. It's too damn cryptic. This game is not as I remember it was when I was a kid. I mean, this game was... mother bitch.
Somebody should have put me in check or something. My vocabulary is atrocious here. My grammar is broken. I'm very, very forthright with the swear words. I was 14. Somebody should have put me in check here.
Let's talk about the music a little bit, though. The music is awesome. It's that classic Disney music that you would expect to hear from a Mickey Mouse game. And for the Sega Genesis, it sounds great. It doesn't sound like most of the other weird shit that you'd see any other time on the Genesis. It sounds like a legitimate try at music.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking with that statement back then. I was very undereducated. The Sega Genesis is so well known for its music processing that games were paid for specifically on the Genesis for its music processing. So I don't know where this line of logic from me came from. I was a big fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 soundtrack back then. I still am. So I really don't know what I was thinking.
And it doesn't feel bit crushed like a lot of the other games do. In its defense, even though it's not a fun game, the music, the art style, and the story are great.
I did a total 180. I started the video by going, it's so fun, guys. It's definitely fun. I like this game. and finished on a, man, this is bad. It's really shitty. And I don't know how I came to that conclusion other than I wrote the video while I was playing it, did zero editing or refining, did zero oversight, and put together the fastest possible video I could.
Oh shit, I forgot to talk about the art style. The art style is adorable. I expected when I first played Castle of Illusion for it to be something more like around the lines of Epic Mickey, where it was dark and ominous and didn't seem like it would be as happy as it actually was.
Yes, very perceptive 14-year-old me sees a Disney game and immediately assumes this is going to be as dark and edgy as the one obscure Disney game in the entire lineup. Truly a 1,000 IQ moment on my behalf.
Little to my surprise, it was extremely happy. It's very uplifting and very cartoonish. I mean...
No way. This cartoon is cartoonish? Bro, I was a fucking mega philosopher. With riffs like that, you should have put me next to Socrates and Nostradamus. I was really top tier.
Damn you, Walt Disney! Why did you have to die?
Was that an out-of-season April Fool's joke?
Anyway, I better not ramble on anymore about this because overall this game is not good.
This game, in the end, didn't win me over like I thought it was going to. It wasn't as fun as it was when I was a kid, and it definitely is not a good game by any means at all.
I challenge myself here because I think I've played it more in recent history than I did when I was younger. And it's not a bad game, but also this is just another instance of me doing that total 180 where I started the video like, yeah, this game is great and it's fun, and then it devolved into, no, wait, no, this game sucks. And I know that's just because I didn't actually write a video. I just played a game, said some shit into a microphone, and hoped what I was saying was coherent.
With only an enjoyable story, art direction, and music, that gives it a total of 60%. The other 10 being nostalgia.
Wait, so I was crediting half of this game on its gameplay and the other half on every other element that makes up a video game, and 10% of my enjoyment was nostalgia that didn't exist? I don't know what the fuck this little idiot moron me was doing with himself around this time, but if I remember correctly, it was something to the effect of sitting in my room with a trash laptop doing literally nothing. So whoever I was to criticize anything or rate anything just doesn't even matter. This is all garbage. I was actual garbage.
I couldn't give this game any higher than that because it really doesn't deserve any higher than that. I've played the remake. It's absolutely beautiful.
I just said earlier I hadn't played the remake. Outed yourself again, young me. Why can't you stop this pattern of habitually not telling the truth about this game?
Well, it's a ton of fun. Play that one, but don't play the Genesis version. I mean, it's not fun anymore. It used to be fun when I was a kid, alongside a lot of other ones, but it's not. So, without further ado, it's been fun seeing everybody, but it's time to drop the end slate.
Good God, of all of the fucking terrible decisions I made, I now know why I made those terrible decisions and why they were so terrible. It's because I'm not the brightest cookie in the jar, am I? I'm not exactly the most intellectual human being on the planet. This whole experience has been very painful, and I'm very sad that I looked back at an incredibly stupid moment from my history that makes me look even more retarded than I already am. The sad, unfortunate reality here is that I had just turned 14. I should have been much smarter than this, and I don't know where my education was. What education was I getting at 14? I barely remember being 14. I certainly don't remember any of this, and now that I've seen it all again, my God, there is a little piece of me that hopes that this video dies here now with this reaction, and I never do anything that terrible again. Thank you, and have a nice day.